movement which encouraged people to take up leadership roles in their village, becoming their own best motivators. In spite of his busy work schedule, he has been a key member in making this conference a reality. We welcome you, sir.
परम पूज्य स्वामी जी, पूज्य श्री गोविंदाचार्य जी, श्री Baswaraj Patil Sedam ji, and all the eminent dignitaries on the dais, all the invitees, dear students and faculty from Western University, friends. It's indeed a pleasure to be part of this important function. Sri Govindacharya ji mentioned while speaking, and I think this flew from his inspiration as Mr. Tiwari ji and Sakshi President discussed with us that we are organizing such function. We said definitely we will be part of any such function which relates to our roots, which relates to our country, which relates to our culture, which relates to our civilization. In fact, when we go out of country and we interact with people, a person starting from a driver to a scholar or anybody, if you ask about India, everybody is amazed there about the vastness of the country, about the depth of the country, about whatever they have heard about their country. When we come back to this country and we come out of airport, we see many things which we do not want to see. Our past is great, and we are here today because of our past roots and our culture. The contribution to that culture is made by millions and millions of people who have been on this land and who contributed in various ways. And that accumulation, that knowledge is what is reflected, I believe, in Vedas, in Upanishads, and all the granthas which are written here. They all are interconnected in many ways. So the greatness of this knowledge, IKS, which we think we have discovered recently because it has come in the document of Government of India, it is not so. Now we are going back to learn more about it. I think we, as Indians, we leave our culture, our religion in entirety. 24 hours we live in that. When we wake up in a family, we learn from our parents, we learn from grandparents. That is how the culture has been of our country. Unfortunately, that system which used to be there earlier, the joint family system, the people living together, the community living, this is getting disintegrated for various other factors. And now when the technology is growing so fast, we seem to be overtaken by the technology that we seem to be forgetting our roots. And that is where I think maximum loss to our heritage is. When in the name of globalization, people come from all over the world and they want to trade what they produce. And Indians have never traded anything outside. They have been traders earlier, but then they have not traded our civilization, culture, our values outside. Because we don't believe in going outside and then conquering some territories and then forcing our culture to spread there. That has never been a part of our culture. We have welcomed the culture itself is so magnanimous that it has absorbed the people who have come here to plunder the country, to take away the valuables from here, but then they have not been able to take away whatever we have, our rich culture, rich heritage, about which we should be proud. And such functions give us that enlightenment, that awareness that we have so much to learn, we have so much to preserve. Sri Basuraji spoke about how he addresses his students. Sir, we have our faculty and students here also. I would also request you, and even I would request my friend Charanti Murji, I will speak to him also, to come and address our students and faculty also. We build institutions not for ourselves. The institutions are built for society, for churning out good citizens from those institutions. I think that is the underlying thought of building institutions. In fact, if I go back to the roots of making this institution, West University, my co-promoter is here, Dr. Rupa Vasudevan. Earlier I had an idea of setting up an institute, International Institute of India Studies. The institute which conducts the studies, which promotes studies, which documents the good features of things happening in the country. That with that idea we were discussing. But then running such institution which depends on the grants from others is not a viable alternative, is what we discussed, and then we thought that we should have an institution which sustains on its own, and under the banner of that institution we can create institutions which can study, like what we visualize, the documenting the goodness about the things which have been happening in our society, in our country from times immemorial. I come from a village in Rajasthan. When I was studying, there was no electricity in our village. My parents were never illiterate. They never seen in school. But then there is to be one system, and presently also it is there, where one family comes from another village. They come every year and they document who is born in that family, each family, and who passed away, and they make a note of it. Then when they ask in detail to that family, they explain that this village was set up, the village name is Sundari, this village is named after a person by name Sundar. There were 4 brothers, and one village is named after each brother. He occupied a particular area, and that village came to be known as Sundari. From that time onwards, every person who is born in that village is documented. And there is a grantha like this, where you can trace your family there. Normally we don't know the 4th generation. If somebody asks me great grandfather, I would not be knowing the name of that person. 3 generations we may remember, 4th generation hardly we may remember, not beyond that. But there is a system of documenting such things in villages, still living the tradition. So like this, there are several things which are there in our country. There are when I was in district serving there, then there is a one temple on a hillock, Hindu temple. The person who worships there or arranges things there is not a Hindu. He is non-Hindu person living there. Earlier there used to be a system in our villages we call it judge money system. Judge money means that this money was not traded earlier. Money came subsequently there. Earlier people used to trade goods and services. And that system is parallelly still going in some villages there. So this is how this great country lives, this is how villages live. Every village, as Gandhiji said, is a republic. This itself is an example how community can live. And that is what we have so much to learn in our country. And this type of conferences under the banner of Gyan Sarita, and where institutions coming together, if they study such things, if we hear great people, scholars, I think that is how the Gyan Sarita can flow. The flow in Gyan Sarita can further be wide, and this knowledge can spread, and that is the need of the hour. Today we absorb bad values, the values which are not welcome, the foreign values of the other countries, other societies. Our kids adopt that. They find it more interesting, they find it more liberal, they might find something interesting in that. As a result, they do not spend that much, they do not show that much keenness in understanding what their roots. This is where the mismatch is there, this is where the loss is happening to us, and this type of conferences will really enable us to do introspection, and will help us take forward the good ideas, good teachings from here, and that will be the takeaway for our students and faculty. So that I believe is the need of the hour. I am thankful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be part of this. I am happy that our university also is associated with this program, and hope that in times to come we will continue to remain associated with many more such programs. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Hind.